Get ready, fight fans. The Octagon is heating up with massive UFC news. Daniel Cormier is breaking down Conor McGregor's comeback motivation, and McGregor himself is eyeing a dream venue for his final fight. But is the hype real? Matt Brown is calling out the McGregor versus Chandler fight as pointless, while also weighing in on who should headline the historic White House card. You do not want to miss this. Stick around and subscribe. Daniel Cormier theorizes Conor McGregor's real comeback motivation. After a long hiatus since UFC 264 in July 2021, Conor McGregor's return to the Octagon is more than just talk this time, according to UFC Hall of Famer Daniel Cormier. Cormier believes the key difference in McGregor's potential comeback is his motivation, suggesting it's driven less by a desire to compete and more by a need to reclaim his fading star power. He theorizes that the dwindling public adulation and attention McGregor once commanded is the true impetus for his return, not necessarily a burning competitive fire. Cormier points to McGregor's expressed seriousness about fighting at the White House in 2026 as a significant indicator. But he emphasizes that the biggest factor is McGregor realizing that the world is no longer as captivated by his persona as it once was. This realization, Cormier suggests, makes this comeback attempt more genuine than previous teases, as McGregor aims to reignite his relevance regardless of the opponent, even naming Michael Chandler as a potential foe. The MMA community is buzzing with Cormier's insights, with many fans debating whether McGregor is indeed motivated by a need to prove himself anew or simply chasing one last big payday. Analysts are weighing in on how this potential shift in motivation could impact McGregor's performance and the overall narrative of his return. Don't go anywhere, because we're diving into McGregor's ultimate dream venue. Next, we uncover the unbelievable location Conor McGregor has chosen for his final UFC showdown. Conor McGregor reveals dream venue for his final UFC fight. Conor McGregor has his sights set on an extraordinary, albeit unconventional, location for what he calls his final UFC fight. While the prospect of McGregor competing at a UFC event at the White House in 2026 has generated significant buzz, the Irish superstar has now revealed an even grander vision. McGregor shared an Instagram story featuring Paul Pfeiffer's 2008 sculpture, Vitruvian Figure, a concept for a 1 million-seater stadium designed in collaboration with architects of the Sydney Olympic Stadium. He declared this envisioned colossal venue as the site for his last Octagon appearance. McGregor confidently stated he could fill such a stadium single-handedly, proclaiming, "McGregor vs. Who gives a F, it's selling." This bold declaration comes amidst discussions about his return, with Daniel Cormier suggesting McGregor's motivation stems from a need to recapture fading public interest. McGregor's choice of this hyper-ambitious, conceptual venue underscores his larger-than-life persona and his ambition to make his final fight an unparalleled spectacle. Fans are divided, with some lauding McGregor's ambition and others dismissing it as typical McGregor bravado. The idea of a million-seat stadium has sparked widespread discussion about the potential scale of his final event. But not everyone is convinced by McGregor's potential matchups. Coming up, a UFC legend weighs in on why the McGregor versus Chandler fight is a complete waste of time. Matt Brown calls McGregor versus Chandler fight completely pointless. As the UFC gears up for a potential historic event at the White House in July 2026, the buzz around Conor McGregor's return has reached a fever pitch. However, UFC veteran Matt Brown is not impressed with the proposed main event pitting McGregor against Michael Chandler. Speaking on the Fighter vs. the Writer podcast, Brown bluntly stated that the matchup is completely meaningless and serves no purpose beyond ticket sales. He argued that both fighters are past their primes, with McGregor having been out of the Octagon for 4 years and Chandler suffering recent losses. Brown believes that focusing on McGregor and Chandler detracts from more compelling potential matchups, suggesting that a fight involving Jon Jones, potentially against Tom Aspinall for a title, would be far more significant. He even implied that bringing back Ronda Rousey for a similar star power fight would be equally uninteresting to hardcore fans, despite acknowledging the commercial appeal and the UFC's need for revenue. This critique has ignited debate among fans, with some agreeing that the fight lacks competitive substance and others defending McGregor's drawing power. The UFC's financial interests are clearly at play, with Dana White likely prioritizing commercial success for the landmark White House event. And speaking of who should headline that historic card, we'll reveal who Matt Brown thinks is the clear choice over McGregor for the White House main event. Matt Brown, Jon Jones is the clear headliner for White House card, not Conor McGregor. The highly anticipated UFC event at the White House in 2026 is creating a dilemma over who should take the main event slot. While both Conor McGregor and Jon Jones are eager to headline, former UFC fighter Matt Brown firmly believes the answer is clear: Jon Jones. Brown expressed skepticism about the drawing power of a potential McGregor versus Michael Chandler fight, labeling it completely irrelevant and solely a ticket-selling maneuver. In contrast, he argues that Jon Jones, widely considered the GOAT, brings significant value and should be considered for a title fight, possibly against Tom Aspinall. Brown emphasized that if the UFC wants an American star to headline such a monumental event, Jones is the undeniable choice, especially given the event's patriotic significance. Despite UFC President Dana White's reservations about Jones's past actions, Brown contends that Jones remains the legitimate and exciting option, unlike the perceived meaningless pairing of McGregor and Chandler. This strong endorsement of Jon Jones over Conor McGregor for the White House card has sparked a passionate discussion among fans and analysts regarding legacy, current relevance, and the true meaning of a headline fight for such a historic occasion. That's all for our main stories today. But we've got a lightning round recap coming up next. And that's a wrap on today's explosive UFC news. Daniel Cormier is breaking down Conor McGregor's comeback. McGregor is dreaming of a million-seat stadium for his final fight, and Matt Brown is calling out the McGregor versus Chandler matchup as pointless while championing Jon Jones for the White House main event. Don't miss a single second of the action, like this video. Subscribe to the Roger Report for all the latest. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and follow us on all our socials.